Hey everybody, it's Jamie from No Getting Off This Train, and in today's video I have not one but two easy meals you can make using Dollar Tree ingredients. So last week, while browsing my local Dollar Tree, I found a bunch of new things that I wanted to try for a Dollar Tree meal video. Now, the problem was the ingredients that I found didn't really all go together into one meal, so I decided to split it up into two. They both turned out really good, and I can't wait to show them to you today. Now, my goal here, as you know from all my other Dollar Tree meal videos, is to make sure that you guys know you can make actual meals, you can make good food out of Dollar Tree food, because I know some people don't have access to a grocery store in their area and might be within walking distance of a dollar store. So you can still eat somewhat healthy here. Now, no, it is not nutritionally perfect, but nobody here is perfect. You do the best with what you have. These two meals only cost $3 and $4 each. And these are like small batch meals, so they will only serve 2 or maybe 3 people, just depending on how much you eat. So obviously you can find some of these ingredients cheaper elsewhere, but for 2 or 3 people, this is not bad. So first, let me take you into the Dollar Tree. Let me show you some of the new things that I found. I didn't buy all of them. Let me show you some of them and what I bought for these meals. The first thing I noticed when walking down this aisle was the Barilla Pesto. Now listen, I spent like $3 or $3.50 at Kroger for one of these jars, the exact same size, the exact same kind, and it was only $1 here. So if you see this at your Dollar Tree, pick some up like ASAP. I also saw these Olive Garden Italian dressings. I think I've seen them before, but they had a lot more in stock, and it's really good if you like the Olive Garden dressing. Also, I keep talking about these Cheetos mac and cheese, and I keep seeing them, and I'm gonna have to buy one eventually to try them, or they have 3 different flavors or something like that, but Dollar Tree seems to be getting in those little cups as well as like the big boxes. They also had these, the rice and quinoa blend. I actually bought one of them for one of the meals. It's like a little side item. It could serve 2 people or like one as a main dish. I didn't buy this one either, but nacho cheese sauce. Dollar Tree, at least my store, does not always carry this. I've never seen it here before, but that'd be cool for like a nacho night or something. Next up, I wanted to buy a Knorr pasta side for one of my meals. These aren't new, but I knew I wanted to use one of them, so I decided on the cheddar broccoli one. I was going to buy some tuna and some frozen veggies to go along with it. I didn't buy these either, but I think I've seen them before, especially during the holidays, these little miniature toasts. They are so cute for like little appetizers for New Year's or Christmas or something. Gotta be careful because some of them are a little cracked, but those are really cool. I also saw these Campbell soups. I don't think these were here last time, but they had like a loaded potato soup and chicken noodle soup. They had the home-style clam chowder. They also have these healthy choice soups that I don't think I've seen before either, but those are like really good quick lunch options. And these instant oatmeals. They have some new limited edition kinds, the hot chocolate, gingerbread, and then they had pumpkin spice at one point. I've tried the pumpkin and oh my gosh, it is so good. Under the baking section, the only new thing I saw were the Betty Crocker banana nut muffin mix. This would be really good to make with the kids for some easy muffins. Now down here was one new item that I wanted to try, these veggie burgers. I thought maybe I could crumble them and add them to that rice as well as a couple other things. So as you can see, I bought some Santa Fe blend, the peas and carrots, some tuna. Let's get into the meals. This is all we need for our first meal. We got a bag of the Knorr cheddar broccoli rice side. Also have a can of tuna and a big bag of peas and carrots. We're gonna cook this first. I think we're gonna cook this in the microwave, and then we'll just add the tuna and the veggies to this after this has finished boiling. So let's get it together. First thing we need to do is start boiling some water. So it says 1 3/4 cup of water and then a 1/4 cup of milk. I decided to cook the vegetables separately because I don't know. I mean, you probably could cook this together with the rice side, but I wasn't sure how well this would cook with the extra stuff in it. So I'll put this in a container and then we'll microwave it. So peas and carrots, I think, are a pretty good vegetable. Peas and carrots actually do tend to be a little higher in carbs. This is actually a really high carb meal. So if you were watching your carb intake, you could easily replace this with like broccoli or the broccoli and cauliflower blend. That would work too. This one, it just looked really good. I thought I would try it. Okay, so apparently I can't read instructions very well. I was supposed to add this stuff in and let it all boil at the same time. Whoops. It's not gonna hurt anything though. And now that it's boiling, we'll cover it and let it simmer. It says about 7 minutes. Well, that looks pretty good right now. How about we go ahead and add the other ingredients to it. So I've got the fully cooked container of the peas and carrots. And then I have 1 can of tuna. So this is where you can play around and just make this recipe yours. I mean, if you need extra protein, feel free to buy another can of tuna. If you don't like tuna, then buy canned chicken instead, or maybe don't even put meat in it, you know? But I wanted to add some sort of a protein to it just to make it more of a complete meal for us. And plus, that huge bag of the peas and carrots, like, it just added so much food to this. This is gonna be amazing. So I put this dinner into 2 different bowls, okay? As you can see, this is a huge serving. So if this is way too much food for you, feel free to divide this meal into 3 or maybe even 4, depending on your calorie needs, your hunger level, that sort of thing. I divided it into 2 just because we needed those extra calories. But as you can see, I mean, it's plenty of carbs, okay? I think there's like 80 something grams of carbs in this serving. So it is definitely not a low carb meal, but it is a cheap option. And I like the Knorr pasta and rice sides because they're quick, they're easy to put together. It only took me like 15 minutes total to cook this entire thing. And like I said, you could add whatever meat you want to it. You could add extra tuna, no tuna, you could do chicken instead. So let's try it and see how it is. I mean, it's good. It's cheesy. It's that a cheesy broccoli side. There's probably a lot of sodium in this due to the rice side. It doesn't taste very salty, so if you want to add a little bit of extra salt, maybe even some pepper on top, that'll make it taste really good. Maybe even some garlic powder. If you wanted to add garlic powder or something while it was cooking, that would have been a good idea too. I should have thought of that. But this is a really good dinner, even a really good meal prep option. You could take one of these and then some extra rotisserie chicken or something that you have, and then put that in there and make a side of mixed vegetables or something. Super, super easy, only costs $3 to make. Now this next dinner, I wanted to try something a little bit different. I thought maybe that I could take those veggie burgers, they were frozen, by the way. I was gonna try to crumble them up, kind of like I did with the hamburger patties in one of my other videos, to try and mix it up with all this stuff and, you know, add extra protein or whatever. So I started by adding these 2 little patties to a skillet and trying to use my little meat masher here to mash them up. It took a few minutes, but they finally got soft enough for me to mash up. Turns out it may not have been a good idea because these are mostly potato based and it just kind of like disintegrated into the dinner. So I can't tell you exactly how it tasted, but I mean, it tasted good mixing with everything else. But I also added in that bag of frozen Santa Fe veggies that has like black beans, corn, peppers, onions, and then a can of diced tomatoes. So I let that cook for maybe 5 or 7 minutes. I also added some extra seasonings like chili powder, cumin, salt and pepper. Those were all basically the frozen stuff. So I let that cook, and my idea was to add the rice and quinoa stuff at the very end, just because that was already cooked and I didn't want to make it all mushy. So the one thing I did notice after putting that in the skillet was it was getting a little bit dry because the rice was actually absorbing the liquid from the diced tomatoes. So I ended up adding maybe a half cup of water, either a half cup or 1 cup, somewhere close to it. I added that into it, let it heat up for maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and then it was completely done. Now I thought this was only going to serve 2 people, but holy cow. First of all, I separated it into 2 bowls and realized it would not fit into 2 regular size bowls. So I split it up into 3 servings. And this could be served with like tortilla chips on the side, or if you have cheese or sour cream or something, that could go nicely on top as well. But yeah, that bowl right there was from 3 servings. It's amazing, and it was actually really, really good. Leave me a comment and let me know, have you tried any of these new things that I've shown? My favorite meal that I made actually was the one with the tuna and the cheese and broccoli pasta side. I'm a huge fan of the Knorr packages. I think they're pretty good. And I much preferred that one over the other one, although they were both pretty good. I always have more of these coming out at least once a month. So if you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and do so right now and like this video and ring that bell, and that way you'll be notified when more of these videos come out, as well as my other grocery hauls, recipes, and meal planning tips. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you later. Did you know I offer one-on-one nutrition coaching? Whether your goal is to lose weight, eat healthier, or just want to know how to get started, I can help. You can schedule a free weight loss discovery call by using the link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I can't wait to chat with you.